Workers Union building also here in Kingston at High Street. That's High Street and Waits Lane. Here in Kingston, Guyana Learning Institute also here. Next door, this building was also under construction. They put a facade on it, a new face on the building. And now it's for sale or rent. Ryer's Realty. So this building is apparently now been renovated and for sale or rent. P.F. Chang's next door. You see the dragon art roof on the artwork on the roof near the top. P.F. Chang's is one of the newest eating houses here in Kingston. P.F. Chang, Guyana. Then of course next door to the Digicel headquarters, right? That has headquarters of Digicel. Next door to what is the Anglican Church's headquarters. Behind all of this, on the other side, of course, that's the Chetty Jagan Research Library, Research Center, Chetty Jagan Research Center, or Red House. That's looking back north where we come from on High Street. Somebody has a BMW 8 Series, M8. It's not an M8, 8 Series. Here is the Anglican headquarters on High Street. The headquarters of the Anglican Church, Church of England. Here on High Street. It's next door. I don't know what's next door. I thought that was the same part of the same building, but there's a fence separating them. So the building next door that's surrounded by all those palm trees is not part of the Anglican Church. But we're going to find out eventually what it is. But this is High Street, December 13th, 2024. Of course, along Barrack Street in Kingston. There is that tall building, which is in fact the office tower for a lot of oil and gas industry here in Kingston. So this is an office tower that houses now a number of oil and gas companies, including Exxon, until their headquarters is completed. And this is Barrack Street in Kingston. At the end of this street, and we've seen it before in previous videos, is the Lincoln University. It's a private university here in Georgetown. And that's Barrack Street, looking east. This lot eventually is going to become occupied. It says property not for sale, but I remember there were people living here a few years ago. They've managed to move them out. Across the street is the Guyana Civil Aviation Authority, GCAA. That's the Guyana Civil Aviation Authority. And for people who still don't understand it, China National Offshore Oil Company, CNOOC, they have their headquarters here. 25% of Guyana's oil and gas industry is owned by China's National Oil Company. And here we are back at This is the World Trade Center building. They have made a little bit of progress, but it's not yet completed. Let's cross over to see the Brahma Kumari's Yoga Center on the other side. It's opposite the new World Trade Center building. This is what it looks like now in December. They're still working on it, putting on the walls. I think some of the walls on the sides have been installed, and they've put in some windows. Interesting to see what it looks like when it's finished. But this is what it looks like today. They're still busily at work. Seems to be some balconies, enclosed balconies on the side of the building, from what I can see. Let's see. Yep, there's some balconies that are being constructed on the side of the building, but they're kind of enclosed. So they've added some walls. It seems as if there are also solar panels. That's interesting. Right, they're adding solar. I could be wrong, but that looks like solar panels to me. Those look like solar panels on the outside walls of the World Trade Center building. Let's take a look at it from another angle in a minute. Yeah, this is High Street in Georgetown as it turns into Main Street once it crosses over Kawan Street. So let's take another look at it. It seems to me that these are solar panels. So those black squares are actually solar panels, or it looks like solar panels on the side of the building, the World Trade Center building, which is kind of interesting and new because I don't think anyone has done that yet. In Guyana, added solar panels to the outside of the building, but we're going to look at it closely and watch for it in the news if in fact this is some innovation in construction and architecture, adding solar panels to the side of the building. But that's what's happening here at the World Trade Center. Guyana Elections Commission is also next door, currently caught up in controversy. And here we are back at Kawan Street in Kingston. And this is supposed to be a park that has been under construction. They're actually turning the old train station. For a lot of people who still have missed it, this used to be a train station in Georgetown. So people who are still not able to understand why I keep talking about trains as a solution to traffic congestion is because we had trains before, and this used to be a train station here in Georgetown. This used to be the old Kingston train station that they're turning into some kind of recreational park. And across the street, that used to be the storage yard for trains, for train carriages and repair engineering rooms, engineering buildings for repairing trains, locomotives. So this used to be the end of the line for the trains in Guyana, and a wise government in future will probably bring them back. So this is where High Street ends, and so that's High Street, looking back at High Street. High Street ends here, and Main Street begins here.